Okay, so good morning, everyone. Let's get our heart rates a little higher and just get our joints moving a little bit better as well. Okay, so just marching on the spots as we usually do. Okay, and let's just also stand a little bit taller, chest up, shoulders back slightly, looking up slightly. Okay, as you breathe out, just do the opposite. Okay, so we're gently kind of curving and then extending the back. Okay, and then standing tall, we are just going to turn and look one way while pulling both arms back. Okay, try to peel the fingers back as well. Okay, go as slowly as you want to. Okay, or just move the arms if turning is dizzy. Okay, let's go a little bit side bending of the neck as well. Just pressing in. Okay, so we're just going to open up the palms. So palms up, open up, and then try to pull the fingers back. Okay, if you feel comfortable, lean, kind of tilt the head the opposite way, and you probably feel it's kind of a stretch on the front side of the arm. Sometimes maybe a little bit of tingling in the fingertips as well. Okay, and you're just going to kind of repeat. Okay, just take it as slowly as you need to. Okay, so this one does kind of move the nerves a little bit. Okay, so you might feel a little bit of tingling in the fingers if you're not used to it. Okay, so if it's too much, just move the arms. It's fine. Okay, but if you feel comfortable, kind of tilt the head the opposite direction a little bit. Okay, so just maybe a couple of times and then just repeat on the other side. Okay, so make sure to open the chest up as well. Okay, and then you're just kind of tilting your head towards the opposite way, kind of pressing over to that way and use the opposite direction. Okay, and coming back. Okay, we're going to do a little bit of head press. So you're just going to put your head on top of your shoulders. Okay, so you're looking on the same level. Okay, but you're kind of pressing your head back, like you're trying to squish something behind you or making a double chin. Okay, just kind of 3 to 5 times. Okay, and let's rotate the spine as well. Okay, try to reach the opposite side of your hips. Okay, and both hands behind the back. Okay, breathing in. Try to open the chest, so pressing your fists and your knuckles into your pelvis. Okay, kind of holding your shoulders back. And you're just going to contract and relax. You can just also hold it at a slightly uncomfortable tightness. Okay, now we're going to go forward and back. So we're going to reach back, thumbs facing kind of inwards and backwards. Okay, and then do the opposite, breathing in. Okay, we don't go as high up the first time. Okay, slowly see if you can bring your chest up, bring your heart up towards the ceiling. Okay, reaching up with fingertips. Okay, try to kind of almost try to cover your ears with your arm. Okay, or at least just get it a little bit closer. Okay, and shake it out a little bit. Okay, and let's try to relax the shoulders. Okay, and we are just going to circle our arms to our side. Okay, try to draw a full circle so it reaches backwards as well. Okay, let's go forward. Okay, just a couple of circles each way. Okay, reach into our chest. So this is my right arm reaching towards my left side. Okay, squeezing my arm into my chest. Okay, and this is my left arm reaching to my right. Okay, my chest is still facing forward. Okay, reaching upwards. Okay, circling on top of us. Thumbs maybe facing kind of backwards would probably be easier. Okay, try to rotate from the shoulder, less from the elbows. Okay, same thing on the other side. Okay, let's add kind of rotation of the arm. Okay, so this time making kind of okay, kind of like an okay sign of the fingertips. Okay, and you're just going to try to imagine trying to get the circle fingertips facing your neck. Okay, and you might feel a little bit of tingling in the ring finger and the pinky. Okay, so you're trying to also point your fingers backwards as well. Okay, but you're trying to turn your hand so that the fingertips, the ring finger, the pinky finger kind of points downwards. Okay, when you do the opposite, you're going to reach in the armpits. Okay, reaching out and back. Okay, trying to curl our kind of our knuckles kind of behind us as well, or to the outside. Okay, might feel a little bit of stretch in the back of the forearm. Okay, and the whole shoulder rotates. Okay, so I'm not running forward, just my shoulder is just rotating. Okay, shake it out a little bit. Okay, so maybe a little bit of tightness in the forearm, a little bit of shoulders. Okay, let's do a little bit of kind of reaching backwards now, behind us. Okay, so your goal is to slowly see if you can get your fingertips a little bit closer to you, together, okay, behind your back. Okay, it's okay if it does not reach. Okay, don't try too hard. Okay, just do kind of our best at just a little bit of kind of a light kind of intensity, so don't try too hard. Okay, and let's rotate the wrist a couple more times. Okay, try to open and close the hand. Okay, really try to open up the fingertips, so pulling it towards the back of the hand, engaging the muscles in the back. Okay, bending the tips of our fingers. Okay, and moving them side to side. Okay, and just relaxing the upper body. Okay, going into the hip circles. Okay, so relax upper body. Okay, just let them kind of hang heavy. So as you turn your hips, your spine also side bends a little bit. Okay, getting into a hinge position. So pushing the hips back, knees relatively straight, spine longer. Okay, and you should feel stretch behind your thighs, maybe behind your knees as well. Okay, so don't think of reaching down so much, think of pushing your hips back. Okay, and your hands should naturally go lower as a result. Maybe just 3 to 5 times. Okay, and taking one step forward. Okay, your goal is to lift your belt buckle up that way and drive your heels down to the floor. Okay, you're trying to create more space between them. And you should feel a stretch just in front of the hips, maybe a little bit in front of your thighs already. Okay, and we're just going to contract and relax. Okay, hold on to a chair or something if you need to. Okay, we're going to add a little bit of hands as well. So But this is my left leg. This is my left arm. Okay, I'm going to reach up with my left arm. Okay, so a little bit of side bending. Okay, and also reaching backwards a little bit as well. Okay, so I'm trying to almost try to press my entire left side forward. Okay, and I'm opening up the palm. Okay, shake things off a little bit. Okay, when we're ready, then switch sides. Okay, so same thing as before. I'm still trying to lift my belt buckle up and forward. I'm trying to drive my heels down and back. Okay, and this is my right side. So right leg back, right arm. I'm going to be reaching up and slightly backwards. Okay, so I feel a little bit wobbly, so I'm going to widen my stance. Okay, make it easier for myself to balance. Okay, I'm still breathing in as I reach up. Okay, just 3 to 5 times at your own pace. Okay, and shaking off a little bit. Okay, let's go into a squatting position. So feet will be just slightly wider than before, maybe about shoulder or armpit width apart. Okay, still pushing hips back, okay, but this time bending the knees a little bit more. His spine still longer. Okay, and we're just going to slowly sit down on the tall stool, coming back up. Okay, feet are flat on the ground, knees are over the toes. Okay, only go down slow as you feel comfortable. Okay, feet are a little bit wider apart. Okay, we are just going to do the same thing, but a little bit side to side movement. Okay, so I'm still pushing my hips back. Okay, but I'm only bending one knee this time. Okay, a little bit harder. We are just going to sit down. Okay, fingers pointing inwards. Okay, and you're just going to, let's start off with just going side to side, okay, while holding this position. Okay, so you're kind of straightening one elbow. Okay, when you feel comfortable, or if you want to, you can add a little bit of a turn. Okay, so you're just kind of rotating the upper body. Okay, you might feel your knees coming forward a little bit. Thighs are probably getting a little bit high after a few times. Okay, so coming back up, shifting things off a little bit. Okay, so probably a little bit sore in the front of the thighs. Okay, let's go to the back. So we are just going to lift up our heels towards our glutes or our butts. Okay, let's go to ankles. Okay, we are just going to be rocking back and forth. Okay, use your upper body to balance. Okay, and try to see if you can press through your big toe. Maybe press through the middle toes. And press through the outside toes. Okay, so slightly different angles. Okay, with how our feet is positioned. Okay, let's exaggerate to the sides, okay, rotating our pelvis. Okay, slight rotation of the legs. Okay, ankles slightly tilting side to side. Okay, and let's try to stand closer to using one foot. Okay, so use the wall for support or something to support. Okay, you are just going to be drawing circles with our foot. Okay, try to draw a bigger circle, okay, rather than a fast circle. Okay, and lastly, just move our wiggle our toes a few times. So scratch the floor. Okay, lift them up. Okay, try to spread them apart. Okay, and just shake everything back out. Okay. Okay, so that was how they warm up. Okay, so we are going to go into our 10-minute sets. Okay, so feel free to stop or slow down at any point. Okay, you can always control your own pace. Okay, so if you're a little out of breath, slow down or even rest. If you feel like it's very easy, you can go, of course, go a little bit faster. But we'll slowly increase our speed. Okay, but posture stays more or less the same, so still taller, a little bit wider for the shoulders. Okay, as you walk, try to rotate, kind of swing from the shoulders. Okay, sometimes we can be kind of stiff. Okay, so try to swing through the arms. Okay, let your chest almost rotate a little bit. So think of a very confident what kind of walk. And just slowly increase the pace if you feel comfortable. Okay, so let's do a little bit almost coordination this time. So we go arms out, feet out, okay, and then both out. Okay, so it'll be arms, feet, okay, and then both. Okay, so it'll be arms, feet, okay, and then both. Okay, so a little bit of a start and stop. Okay, so but try to see if you can coordinate. Okay, so it'll be arms, feet, okay, and then both. Okay, now the last side, arms, foot, and both. Okay, and once again, change, get to your own pace. Okay, so this time we're just going to reach out on the opposite side. So be right arm, left leg, and then left arm, right leg. Okay, so just kind of opposite side, reaching out in different directions. Okay, feet is going to stop the marching. Okay, we are just going to be reaching side to side. Okay, 10 more seconds. Okay, so for myself, I'm starting to feel more loosened up, so I'm going to go a little faster. Okay, a little bit of coordination again. Okay, so I'm going to reach out one side, opposite leg. Okay, and then after that, we're going to do a turn, same side. Okay, so it'll be opposite arm and then same side. So it'll be reach, 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 reach. So we're kind of doing just same side, just reaching to one direction first. Okay, a little bit of coordination. Okay, that's for 15 seconds. So let's try to switch sides. Okay, so you're always kind of reaching the same direction with both arms. Okay, but you're changing up which side or which arm you're reaching. Okay, it's good if there's a little confusion, just so we're trying to do something a little different. Okay, just to, it's also a little bit of training for the brain as well. Okay, so let's go into the jumping jack. So this time we are both arms reaching to forehead, okay, and just kind of reaching out with one foot. 5 more seconds. Okay, so next one, let's do something similar. We still swing arms side to side. Okay, but let's add a little bit of side walking or a side step. Okay, so we are just going to be shifting side to side while we are bringing arms like this. Okay, so could be bigger steps, okay, or smaller steps. Okay, whatever you feel is safe for you. Okay, you can reach a little higher up if you want to. Okay, next one, we are just going to be opening up a little bit. Okay, so basic will be just opening the hands, take a step out. Okay, if you feel comfortable, add a little bit of a side turn as well. So you got kind of a slight turn, but just think of primarily we just want to open the chest, okay, and kind of step in the same, in one direction, I guess. Okay, so easy will be just kind of a bigger jumping jack motion. If you feel comfortable, add a turn of the pelvis as well. Probably keep looking forward. Probably make you less dizzy. Shoulders probably getting a little bit tired. Since we did kind of multiple rounds of lifting our shoulders up. Okay, so for the next one, let's check our surroundings. Make sure the floor is not slippery because we'll be going forward and back. Make sure there's enough space behind you. Okay, we're just going to do a couple of steps, moving forward, moving backwards. Okay, so just stepping forward, stepping back. Okay, take this as slowly as you need to for safety. Okay, just kind of practice moving in different directions. Okay, so next round, very similar. So we're just going to combine the side to side with the front and back. Okay, so you're going to be kind of making a zigzag shape. So be kind of diagonally moving forward, okay, and diagonally moving backwards, diagonally moving forward, diagonally moving backwards, and you're just going to repeat. Okay, so once again, check the surroundings. Make sure there's space. Make sure not take a trip on, slip on. Okay, and just kind of see how much space you have. Okay, but we're just going to get used to kind of practice moving in different directions. Okay, you can turn your body if that makes it easier. Okay, or you can always keep facing forward. Okay, couple more seconds. Okay, so let another person in. Okay, last one, let's just add a cross step. Okay, so we are just going to be shifting weight side to side. Okay, we are just going to be tapping one foot behind the other. Okay, so just a little bit of it's more or less a turn, kind of like before. Okay, but if you want to, you can go in a slightly bigger range. Okay, so let's also try tapping forward as well instead of back. So we're crossing up kind of 1 foot in front. Okay, and that was 10 minutes. Okay, so let's slow back down a little bit, do a mini cool down. Just a reminder to kind of keep moving in some ways until your heart rate comes back down, until your breathing rate feels like it's back to kind of more closer to normal. Okay, so if you want to, you can also, we're going to do a mini cool down with the cross steps. Okay, so we've done this before. Okay, but that's one where you cross one in front, bring it back out, cross behind, okay, or kind of in line. Okay, so you're practicing kind of moving your feet, kind of uncrossing the legs, I guess. Okay, so let's check the time. It's pretty much 9:58. Okay, so we're gonna take a 2-minute break and come back at 10 o'clock for the second set. Just kind of drink enough fluids if you feel like you're sweaty, if you breathed a little bit harder. Okay, but let's see everyone in 2 minutes. We'll be using a towel again, so if you have it, that'll be great. If not, you can still follow along with the motions. Okay, so we can get ready for our second set. Okay, once again, just do a mini warm up, okay, where you start off slowly and then ramp up to your own pace. Okay, even if you're holding something, see if you can stay taller. Rotate the spine a little bit. Suddenly got really bright. Okay, first one is still our usual one where we are moving our arms kind of up and down a little bit faster. Feel our biceps or the front of our upper arm working a little bit harder. Okay, our grip a little bit harder as well. Okay, so second one is still the one where you practice moving our arms overhead. Okay, so this is the one where you just bring your kind of elbow to shoulder level at first. Okay, if you feel comfortable, you can sort of reach a little bit high up. Okay, but kind of go at your own comfort level. Okay, maybe start off a little bit slower. So just whenever you're ready. Okay, almost you should feel you're not just arching backwards, you're trying to bring your chest up. Okay, your mid-back muscles should get a little bit tense. Okay, we're going to use our hips as well this time. So same kind of motion. We're going to stop our feet this time. Feet may be shoulder width apart. Okay, you're going to bring your towel in between your feet. Okay, and you can stand up and then flick it up. Okay, throw it back there and then fling it back up as well. Okay, so try to use your hips to help. Okay, so just think of standing up faster and then we'll launch the towel up. Okay, so it should look something like this. Okay, so even if you don't move your arms, if I just stand up fast enough, the towel automatically kind of flies up already. Okay, so you can go faster if you want to. Okay, but do try to use your hips to help. Probably a little bit more out of breath. Okay, we're gonna add a little rotation, same kind of motion, we still bring it up and down, but this time we're gonna bring it across to one leg. Okay, the leg you're kind of chopping towards to, you're gonna take a step back, kind of just get out of the way, okay, bring it back up, chop it out of the direction, move your feet or your foot out of the way. Okay, so it'll be something like this. Okay, so same type of motion, just a little bit more rotation. Okay, and we're just moving the leg out of the way of the towel. Okay, so if your grip is getting a little tight, of course, take a break in between. Okay, so it's actually it's good to practice our grip strength since we pretty much have to use it anytime we're holding something or moving something. Okay, so we are going to do same type of motion, okay, but this time we are just going to be doing it more continuously. So instead of just stopping at the top, we are just going to move it side to side. Okay, so we saw the motion first. If you feel comfortable, of course, you can go bigger. Motion the shoulders. Okay, try to turn your pelvis side to side a little bit. Move your feet a little bit as well. Okay, so let's try to do the same thing, okay, but this time with one arm. Okay, so we are, you can either grab a little shoulder or grab both ends. Okay, same type of motion, still draw an X in front, okay, but with one arm. Okay, do a little bit smaller range first. Okay, so same idea, you can still move your pelvis. Okay, once again, do smaller motion first, okay, especially because we are relying on one shoulder this time. Okay, if you feel comfortable, you can do bigger motion. Or just go fast if you want to as well. Probably a lot harder for your grip that way. Okay, so I'll probably speed back up a little bit just to keep our heart rate up. Okay, next round, same idea, it's just the opposite arm. Okay, so once again, smaller, slower first. Okay, especially if it's your non-dominant arm. So I'm doing my left side, so probably a little bit weaker than my right. So take it a little bit slower. Okay, I'm going to explore a little bit, see how it feels if I go a little bit bigger range. Okay, once again, my grip is tight. I'm just going to shake it out a little bit. So whenever you're gripping something for a long time, the blood kind of gets trapped in the arms. Okay, so it might feel a little bit stiffer, a little bit more tired. Okay, so this time, let's just do both arms. We're going to go side to side. Okay, don't over twist the spine. Turn your hips, turn your feet. Okay, so arms should just go kind of shoulder to shoulder kind of range. Okay, I'm just trying to use my hips to throw the towel side to side. Okay, so I'm actually not using my shoulders too much. Okay, I'm kind of turning my hips. Okay, which is how we want to kind of shuffle snow. We want to use our lower body more than our upper one. Okay, last one, we are just going to kind of drop one side out, okay, or you can make it shorter, it would probably be a little easier. Okay, when you go down to squatting position, okay, and we're just going to get there. If this works, maybe one side's a little bit better. Okay, if we have two towels, that will probably work the best, but we'll just make do with this one now. Okay, so 15 seconds, I'm going to switch arms. Okay, so I'm just kind of drumming up and down a little bit faster. 5 more seconds. 3, 2. Okay, once again, keep moving until my heart rate is coming back down a little bit. Okay, so let's do the kind of the practice of footwork again. So we are just going to do an S-shaped walk. Okay, so that's the one where you kind of walk forward in an S shape. Okay, and if you feel comfortable, go backwards in the S shape again. Okay, if you want to make this harder, you can also do more of an inline walk. Okay, so you are putting one toe to the heel. You can also switch directions as well. Okay, so let's take another 2-minute break or so. So we'll come back around 10:13. Okay, so let's get ready for final set. So I'm choosing to go faster for myself. Okay, so first round, we're going to reach my fingertips to the opposite knee. So as you bring your knee up, think of staying tall at the same time, so don't round forward. Okay, keep a tall posture. Okay, as you bring your hands closer to your knees. Okay, next one, similar idea. We're just going to be rotating hips outwards. So we're just pointing our fingertips towards our ankle. Okay, but once again, try to stay tall. Bring your leg up. Don't round your back down. So once again, try to stay tall for the spine, tall for your posture. Okay, it's okay if your fingertips do not touch your ankles. Probably in your thighs, getting a little bit fatigued. Okay, next one, let's just try to bring our foot inside inwards and bring outwards. Okay, try to lift it off the ground. Okay, so we are just going to be, the arms can be just whatever I need to do to maintain my balance. Okay, so I'm just kind of moving in the opposite direction to help me be counterbalanced a little bit. So side the hips, starting to feel a little bit fatigued. Okay, similar idea, but going backwards, so reaching, kicking backwards, arms maybe moving in the opposite direction to counterbalance. And just turning sideways so I don't kick my wall. Okay, once again, try not to over arch your back. So try to open up the hips to reach backwards, and not kind of arch your back. Okay, so posture is always roughly the same. Okay, we need to be flexible and mobile enough with our joints. Okay, next one, let's squat down a little bit. Okay, and we are just going to be punching forward or reaching forward. Okay, while maintaining that squatting position. Okay, so point feet start moving. Okay, go as slow as you feel comfortable. If you want, you can add a little bit of side-to-side movement. Okay, just feeling your weight shifting over to one leg a little bit more. Okay, but feet are always flat on the ground. Okay, and coming back up. Okay, we're going to continue to punching, but this time we're going to be going to different directions. Okay, so first one, we're going to step forward. 1, 2, come back. Step forward with the other foot. 1, 2, step back. Okay, so it'll be one step or two kind of reach for two punches. Okay, so it'll be 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, if you have knee problems, don't take too far of a step forward. Okay, if you're okay, you can, of course, go further. Okay, you can even do 3. Doesn't exactly matter how many punches we're doing. You can kind of change it up. Okay, so primarily still a thigh exercise. It's kind of what we call a forward lunge. Okay, so that's L-U-N-G-E. Okay, when you do a side lunge, it's always take a step to the side. Once again, kind of 1 to 3 punches or reach. Okay, come back, step the other direction. Okay, so it's taking a step, reach a couple of times. Okay, adjust how low and how far you're going. Kind of turn your toes towards the side. Okay, last one, we are going to be kind of doing a back lunge. So what we're going to do is going to step back, okay, jump up, step back, kind of reach up in between. Okay, so a little bit of calf raise as you reach up. Okay, so we can step back, reach up, step back, reach up. Okay, take this as slowly as you need to. Okay, so same posture type stuff all still applies. Oops. So my knee is still tracking over my butt. Okay, last round, let's keep it simple. We are just going to be circling kind of fists. Okay, and you're just trying to go a little bit faster through the feet. Okay, you're probably not lifting it up as high. Okay, so just try to move a little bit faster through my legs. Okay, keeping my hands moving. Keep trying to breathe in and out. It might be smaller breaths in and out. 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. So I feel my heart rate a little faster, my breathing is still a little fast. So I'm just going to keep moving. Okay, I'm trying to gradually slow down my breathing rate. Okay, so let's practice an inline walk, okay, just forward and back this time. Okay, so I'm just walking on a tightrope as I move forward and back. Okay, to make it a little bit different, I'm going to try to swing out a little bit more. Okay, so I'm pretty much spending more time on one foot. Just a simple kind of way to practice our balance. Okay, while I just keep moving as I wait for my heart rate to come back again. Okay, you can also try to imagine you are stepping over something. So still think of this as a cool down, so probably don't do it too fast or too hard. Okay, and you can always play around with your vision, so you can kind of look side to side. Probably you find it makes you walk a little bit more wobbly immediately if you look side to side, okay, because our body follows our vision. Okay, but we want to be able to control it so that we don't always fall where we're looking. Okay, you can also maybe, sometimes you can close one eye, close both eyes. You can play around that way in a safe environment. Okay, so let's do some stretches, okay, just our normal routine ones. So probably grab a chair. No problem. Thank you, no problem. Take care. Okay, so let's do the calf stretch. Okay, so just find anything that can bring your toes higher than your heels. So it could be a chair, could be a wall. I prefer to use this yoga block. Okay, I'm just trying to shift my hips over my heels and my knees until I feel a stretch behind my lower leg. Okay, maybe a little bit in my foot. I'm just focusing on my breathing now. Okay, so I'm trying to slow down my breathing. Okay, making sure my breath is lower into my belly instead of high up on my chest. Okay, so because of gravity, there's more blood at the bottom of our lungs. Okay, so we want our breath to reach those areas as well. Can kind of play around with the pressure on your foot as well. So a lot of times, because we are a little tight, you might find your ankles kind of caving outwards a little bit. Okay, so there's more pressure towards the outside toes. Okay, sometimes you can play around, kind of tilt your ankles a little bit towards the inside, so a little bit more pressure through the big toe. Okay, and see if there's any difference. Okay, you might find it's more of a tighter stretch if you tilt your ankle towards the big toe side. And so repeat on the other leg. And once again, be mindful of your breathing. you can also pay attention to what your hips are doing. Sometimes we kind of turn into it a little bit. Yeah, you can also explore to see if you orient your hips to different direction, how that feels. Am I avoiding certain areas that I'm a little tighter in? Okay, so I think we're almost pretty much over time today. Okay, so we're just gonna do one last one. Okay, so that's the one where you just have one foot in front of the other. Just drive the heels forward, maybe hold it for 10 to 15 seconds, both sides, and then we call this a day. You still try to lift the front of the pelvis up. Okay, so try to drive the heels down and back. And just switch whenever you're ready. Okay, so sorry for going over time. Thank you for coming. Maybe see everyone next time. Bye-bye. Good job, everyone. Yeah, see you next time. Yes, 11 o'clock, there's the dietitian is coming today. See you later.